Welcome to our Walking Wednesday. I do apologise that I'm not actually taking you on a tour of the farm because it's been raining. In fact, it hasn't stopped raining for ages. And I had joked originally about how it was going to be pretty tricky for me being able to walk, talk, fight off the snakes, climb through the barbed wire fence, and do it all at the same time. But I think I've jinxed myself because it was too wet for Farmer Green to slash the tracks because he said it was far too dangerous unless he did that. So our wonderful Anna has has opted to do the walking and the technical side for me. But I just wanted to be here because I really enjoyed last week. I didn't have my video on because of internet signal, but it's just so lovely to be with you. And I just want to say congratulations to all of you for being on this program and sticking at it and turning up and doing the movement aspects as well. I just want to share a couple of things with you to begin with, and then we're going to open it up for some feedback from you guys and tell us how you're going. One of the things that I think is fabulous with anything we do is ensuring we have set our intention behind it, so everything becomes intentional as opposed to just kind of like just happening by accident. And I guess a word that's been floating around for me in the last couple of years is congruence. So I think that for me, like I love the fact that you're all out there walking and in nature, but are your thoughts in congruence with nature? And this is not a judgment or anything, it's just a thought whenever you do something. So what I'd love you to do is come to your senses. And I say that with love. And I'm actually talking about your senses, your sense of taste, of touch, of smell, of sight. And so as you walk, I know you have to be mindful of where you're walking, but perhaps you could just one by one work through your senses, almost like turn off your ears, turn off everything except your eyes and just really zero in perhaps on your scenery and really see, like I can see there's beautiful tall trees behind Anna, and really see the bark. And if you are somewhere near a tree, maybe just stop mid-stride and actually feel the bark and actually just feel the texture between your hands, because senses are state changes and they actually take your mind from whatever is rabbiting through your mind into that very moment. And I think that when we're out in nature, it's such a perfect time to commune with nature, to be congruent with nature and be appreciative of nature, because as we all know, that appreciation, that gratitude is so, oh, it's just almost like the vitamin G. We need that gratitude. It's one of the greatest virtues, and some would say it is the mother of all virtues. So taking that time to come back from your walk, being able to go, oh, I really remember that smell. I maybe take some leaves and just crush them between your hands. I'm sorry, tree, maybe you could ask permission. And you know what, even just stopping and listening or walking and just you'll hear the crunch of your feet on the ground, but perhaps you can hear a bird. Or I know Alexis mentioned there were cows. I was really hoping that I would be with you on this walk because I was going to take you through the cattle and through our horses as well. But yeah, so maybe just tapping into those senses because it really broadens your experience. And I don't know, for me, it just gets all parts of me tingling, that I'm really, really absorbed and as one with nature. So that was one point I wanted to make. And then when we're talking about smell, I hope you all used your native bush to ground yourself with or enliven yourself as you started off your walk. But this, some of you may know, I grew up in the very outback of Australia on the Queensland Territory border. And whenever I smell this, I just feel like I've come home. And I don't know how many of you have explored the actual oils that are in this blend. It is just incredible. I'll just run through some of them for you. Arbor vitae, that beautiful tall cedar tree that when it falls in the forest, nothing attacks it for years. So it's a great sign to us that we are protected at all times. Cedarwood, it's sort of fabulous for today because we're all walking as a community, and that's what cedarwood teaches us, that that the shared experiences are what brings us joy. And someone else said about, I might have even been Alexis again, about it's wouldn't do it on your own, or it's much nicer to do it with people. So it's just lovely when we see it's actually in this blend. Clove. You probably know these things, but it's just interesting that clove is about reclaiming your power. So sometimes we go, oh, I can't do that walk, or I can't do that exercise, or no, it's too hard to take my MetaPWR. You know what? Yes, you can. And it's about setting boundaries on those thoughts and just cracking them off and going, no, I can do this. Reclaim your power to stick at it and keep being persistent and consistent. MetaPWR is in here as well. And, MetaPWR is such a great teacher to us to actually look within, take off the mask and, really look back and take the lesson to move forward. And then coriander as well. And coriander is about helping us to stand in our integrity. I mean, you might be able to put your hands up, but how many of you are actually often putting other people's needs before your own? I think we often do that. Yeah, thank you, Kerry, for putting your hand up. And so coriander is saying, no, 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 we must look after our needs as well and honor ourselves. And that's, again, you're all doing that today by honoring yourself enough to take this walk to add to that fitness level and really help to make this 21-day reset work. A fabulous favorite of mine is cypress. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow and letting go. And so this is perfect because we're all letting go of old habits here. I have to put my hand up. Exercise has not been my strong point, except when Anna tries to teach me to Zumba. But, and so it's about, no, Leonie, you can let those old habits go. Just let go of those old thoughts and really start anew, embrace the change, which is what you're doing. And it's also got Douglas fir. I mean, this is a powerhouse. And Douglas fir is very much about learning from the past and sort of being the change maker. We can let go of any habits that may have passed on from our family. And in relation to this reset group, that could be eating habits, that could be thoughts around food, etc. So that's a perfect one there as well. And of course, eucalyptus, our beautiful eucalyptus radiata is in here. And, they say that some of the eucalyptus trees, they've adapted to adversity in fire, so that some seeds only sprout open after they've been through fire. And so it teaches us that even though I'm sure all of us here have had, paths of adversity, we too can renew ourselves and forge forward. And there's also sandalwood in here. And sandalwood is that beautiful, I'm sure you all use this one too, but it's so good for quietening the mind. And I think when particularly out on this walk where you don't want to be thinking of all the thoughts and cares of the day, you can actually be just listening to nature, but also listening to that, your inner wisdom, your inner voice, and, the inner spirit that's coming through to you as well. A lesson that I love from sandalwood is it has to have a host tree. I don't know if you know that, but it needs a host tree for its nourishment. So it's very much teaching us about humility that we can all learn. And you're all showing that by showing up and taking advice and listening. I'm sure you're all listening to those great little daily segments from those beautiful, knowledgeable people that are sharing their wisdom on there. And then it has thyme. And thyme's a really interesting oil in that in ancient times they used to use it to embalm bodies, and so it was very much about cleansing and purifying. So it's an oil to encourage us to release, to forgive ourselves for past habits or forgive others, and to release that stagnant energy. So I just think this is the most perfect oil for what we're doing in this 3 weeks. Now, interestingly, that's the emotional kind of aspects of it. But if you look at some of those oils in there, like eucalyptus, copaiba, cypress, it's a perfect oil to not only put on before you go walking, but you might want to add it to a bit of fractionated coconut oil and massage it into your calves or your feet tonight when you come home and had a shower, because it's going to be very supportive of your body physically as well. I just mixed it with some fractionated coconut oil before and massaged it into my shoulders. And it
Hey,
just felt good.
Leonie,
And then, yeah,
sorry to interrupt. What's the oil that you're using?
native bush.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so we were, the idea was I was supposed to be taking you for a walk out in the bush and, we were going to be using native bush. Seriously, go and check it out and start using it. It is delightful. And it'd be really interesting. Sometimes when you're using this, rub it into your palm, just sit and inhale, do some box breathing perhaps to really calm you down, but then to maybe just listen to what's coming up for you and do some journaling. And that might be something to do after you walk as well, just to journal how you felt about the walk. Think about what you've learnt so far along the journey, what you still want to learn going forward in this 21-day reset. But yeah, that's just a little bit that I wanted to share. Anna, can you still hear me clearly?
Yeah, that was beautiful, Leonie. And just like sandalwood, you're bringing some beautiful calmness to our walk. I love listening to your voice, and I want you to come on a weekly walk with me more often.
Thank
It's
you.
just so beautiful.
Oh, thank
So
you.
yes, thank you, Leonie. Should we open up to people to share how they're going with the MetaPWR challenge? Is it
Yeah, that'd be a great
that'd be a
idea.
nice thing to do? Yeah,
Mm.
we're in our second week now, so who would like to share? Who's got something to tell? Or any questions? You'll just have to find your unmute button. I've been
I'll
muting
go,
you all.
Anna.
Yes.
Hey, ladies, how are you? You're doing well. I
Karen?
can't see any gents there. Are there any fellas there today?
Yes.
Yes, we've got
Yes.
Stephen.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi guys. Yep. My biggest aha is my not having any sugar cravings at all.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But it doesn't stop the want to have, like, your brain's sort of always tempted still to have it because you know you liked it or whatever, but it's the willpower, I suppose. But no, I haven't been tempted at all by any sugar cravings. So I'm really happy about that. I've just done something to my finger. I know it's not my legs or my feet, but I've just something that I don't know what I've done, and it's so paining. I'm sitting here with ice blue rub on at the moment, but I'm very grateful that we have all these oils on hand as well. But no, the MetaPWR challenge is being able to stick to it, no problem at all. I did love Nick's video yesterday. I thought that was really incredible. All the 4 doctors. Yeah, like everyone's had some amazing information and content for us to you shouldn't really fall off the track, I wouldn't imagine. So it's pretty easy.
That's great,
Thank
Karen.
you, Karen.
Actually, another colleague of Karen and I, she was giving the same feedback yesterday at our class that it was quite funny. She was saying she really loves snakes, those lollies. And she said normally she walks past and she grabs a couple of bags. So, she just sits at night or whatever and has these snakes. And she looked at them and she was really ticked off because she didn't feel like them. But anyway, she resisted as well. So she's found that was exactly what she said, that she's lost her sugar cravings. Has anyone else experienced that?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Both my husband's on a run right now because he's training for a run, and then I'm out with the dog. But both of us realize that we feel like eating at home. We don't feel like snacking. We don't feel like takeaway Indian, Chinese, all those takeaway type foods, and we don't feel like we need to eat as much. Like we're just not eating as much. We're not snacking, so it's good.
Excellent.
And we have more motivation to do our exercise programs that we both are doing, and then less body aches and pains for me. So it's good.
It's awesome, Laurie. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, and my baby hairs are growing back in. I lost a lot of hair last year with surgery and stuff. So I just noticed today I've got the sparse areas are filling in. So I'm like, yes, I'll take it.
Absolutely. Who else has got some feedback for us? This is awesome.
Well, I'm the same as Laurie. I've stopped snacking as well. I just don't feel the need. And I'm taking my assist before my 2 main meals. Well, I only have 2 meals a day, but I'm taking my assist twice a day. And I think that's really helping as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is all good news.
I have a funny story to share. Like today, I came home and I was supposed to be putting 3 drops of the MetaPWR on my tongue, like under my tongue. And then I grabbed the oil that is normally is the MetaPWR there. And I put 1, 2, 3, and I'm going, this doesn't taste like MetaPWR. It was clove. So for quite a long time, I had my mouth numb. And then I thought, oh, well, it's not going to do any damage, you see. And so immune system, as Laurie said, I said that with Laurie in our group, And yeah, so his immune system was covered, like tick, tick, tick. But yes, I managed to lose 1.4 kilograms, which I haven't lost like since I came back from Brazil in 2020. I put on there and has been taking me forever to lose. And I'm going, yeah, I'm not a sweet person. I go for savory, but I'm not hungry. I just don't feel, and like the concern was, well, I need to eat, but then I don't feel hungry. But I've been drinking a lot, and the only hiccup I had was I changed the collage from the morning that I was having for breakfast, and I was loving it. And then for the first week, I started having it at night, and then I couldn't sleep. And I thought, oh, oops. So I guess for everybody it's different. So for me, it's a no, have that in the evening. And then it's back in the morning now. And yeah, I'm okay.
That's
and loving
fantastic.
it.
Thank you. Thank you, Ania. And I think you make a really good point that you know, each of us has a different body chemistry, and it is up to each of us to experiment, to work out what works best for us at night and day, etc. And so, you know, hats off to you for doing that. Who else has some feedback?
Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, hear you loud and clear, Kerry.
Yeah, no, I found is it the oil, the blend, that has helped stop the sugar craving. But because you're so used to doing it, like last night, I just went to the fridge and got my chocolate. And then after I ate it, I felt so sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing.
That's a good point you raise, because I think that often we just get into habits. It's like environment habits. So we used to be the same. We'd sit down after tea, and then just a normal thing was to have a cup of tea and a sweet biscuit or something like that. And yet when we were away traveling, we wouldn't do it. And again, this is what's so good when you can actually sit and recognize these things. Just a little tip I was going to share with you is, because I'm loving this feedback, that you're actually noting these things. I do this thing where I call it Ollie the Octopus. It's just a brainstorming tool where you draw a circle in the middle of the page, and it's just brainstorming. So maybe you know, we're sort of halfway through, or a little bit over halfway through now, to actually sit and think, put a question in the middle of that circle, like, what has changed? Or a question that is relevant to you. You know, what has worked well? What has changed? What do I need to do? You could do 3, and just sit and ponder on that. So because that was just a reflex thing, Kerry, you know, perhaps now that's something that you can kind of do a mental note or a note on the fridge, or, you know, that you're aware of, that you can actually now strategize to prevent that happening. It would be really good to do that, to do a regular audit, and just to congratulate yourselves on how far you've come, and to sort of, you know, high five all of the good things that have happened, and then just to stare the things in the face that maybe aren't working and go, okay, I can find a way around this, or ask in the group for some help. Who else has got some feedback?
I think for myself, exhaustion isn't as bad. I don't get a lot of sleep because of injury from a car accident, and I'm meant to be having surgery. So the copaiba oil and the ice blue stick,
Yes.
are amazing. But yeah, that one, it's great. So I think with that combined with the MetaPWR as well, normally I have to go and have a nana nap in the middle of the day, and I've not been needing to do that. So I feel like I'm sort of getting more out of the day, even though I can't do much. I'm doing more.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful to hear. I don't know if you prefer Sam or Samantha, but that's absolutely wonderful. And I think that on that note, you think, well, if that's how you're feeling, and all of you have mentioned these things, imagine all the good stuff that's happening on the inside that you can't see. And imagine, you know, all the cells that are going, woohoo, you know, and things are moving better, and things are working better, and clearing and resting and restoring. It's very exciting. I wanted to say one thing too. Sorry, what was that?
Symphony of the cells. isn't it? The way you
Yes,
said,
yes.
it's like, oh, the cells dancing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll all be dancing in this dancing inside there. Just one thing when you're talking about not feeling hungry, I'm sure you all are, but I think the key is when we do eat is that we're eating nutritious meals, and that might look different for all of you, but you know, sort of having instead of empty calories, making sure that you are eating a balanced, not just not eating anything, because you know that's not the idea of it either. And I'm trying to see what's in the chat, but oh, there it is.
Can you see that? Yeah, Tracy left some feedback there.
Yes, we're
I've
now.
got Kookaburra. Oh yeah, you go for it.
No, go on.
I was going to say, when you said, imagine what's happening on the inside, and you know the delight, and you're saying how our cells are dancing. All the kookaburras behind me started laughing, and I was like, oh, they know what's going on. But yes, Tracy left her feedback in the comments if you want to read them out.
Tracy said, we are now having protein cooked breakfast and find we don't need lunch. We are the same, preferring home cooked meals. So that would have been in response to, was it one of you saying that you don't want takeout? Yeah. Karen's had to go, and Tracy's got family here in the room, so not speaking. That's okay, Tracy. Lovely to have you on here anyway. Anna, do you have something you'd like to add there? I see it's getting dark where you are.
It's getting dark. I have to keep finding the light. No, I'm loving the stories and the sharing too, Leonie.
Hi, guys.
So we've actually got a group on Facebook, and you'll hear more about it toward the end of the MetaPWR challenge. But it's a place where we can keep coming back to and sharing our stories. It's a testimonials group, and particularly for if you've got a friend who's like, "What are you doing? What have you changed?" And if they want to hear other people's stories as well before they say the yes to MetaPWR, perhaps. So yeah, that group will be a good one too. A bit like what you're saying with Ollie the octopus. It's another place that you can document and share your stories. Yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous. Yeah, and that comes back to that community and feeling held by each other, and it's a safe place, and it's a place where we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate with you, and then we also want to, if things aren't going so well, we want to make sure that we're lifting you and holding you as well. And I just saw Roisin is on this call. Hello, Roisin. She's not showing a face though. Roisin's from Singapore. She is. Hello, beautiful. So there you go. We've become international. Or are you in Australia? She might not be able to tell me. No, she's not. We're international, Anna.
I love that. Oh,
I just thought to mention, I don't know if it's possible. I've been losing hair a lot over the last several months, a lot of stress and other things. But just in the last 8-9 days, it's gone from losing handfuls each day to losing a couple of strands, and the hair that's growing back in is dark and not white.
Oh yeah.
Is that possible? I don't know what else to put it down to.
Yes, I've noticed that with my one as well, and Laurie comments on that. Oh, is your hair going dark? And we're going, yes. So yes, I'm experiencing that as well.
There you go. There you go. I have to say that my experience with and I believe it's the advantage, is that my hairdresser was saying I was thinning on top, and it's not like that now. And sorry. So just to answer your question, Alexis, I don't know if it's possible or not, but if it's happening to you, it's happening. And
it's something new anyway. It's pretty
that's
exciting.
right. But, yeah. Have you had
and I'm
that
sleeping
experience,
better
Anna?
at night.
I've interviewed. Oh yeah, good. I have had that. Not myself personally. I don't know, but I've heard others. Again, I do a weekly interview with people who have been using MetaPWR for a little while now. So yeah, that has been a really positive benefit for some people. I mean, we can't really pick and choose what we're going to get out of it. Hey, I really
I have
like
to
that
admit,
one,
I still have a lot of aches and pains, and that's not gone anywhere. So maybe it's just concentrating on my head.
Yeah. Well, it's a start. It's a start.
Definitely. I'm getting better night's sleep.
That's wonderful. Anyone else? Has anyone else noticed improved sleep?
Take care.
There's just a little note here from Samantha, had to go. Thank you. I need to go. My daughter is getting married next weekend and the florist has just turned up. Love to you all. Oh, how exciting.
Oh, congratulations to Samantha.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Daughter.
That's lovely. So next week, Anna, we have the lovely Karen taking you all on a walk along the beach, I believe.
Oh,
correct?
So nice. Yes. Get your swimmers on, everyone.
I don't think
That
so.
will so not be happening for me, I can tell you.
Bit chilly here. Not too
So
bad.
it's going to be next week, the same time.
Oh, no, I think it's the morning. Is it the morning, Anna?
Yes, you're right. It's the morning and it's Perth time, so you'll have to just check your time zone. It'll be on the group in a post, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the one that I'm not so technical. Hang on, maybe I can. Keep talking, Anna, and I'll look it up on my phone.
All right. Well, we're going to cool down now, everyone, with some stretches.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, it's been a lovely time. We'll get the this last bit of information to you while Leonie's finding the time. It was 7:30 or something, but that could be Perth time. But yeah, it is really nice to use your oils after a walk. Like Leonie was suggesting, after your shower, you could use the Native Bush blend. You could use Copaiba with Aroma Touch in a moisturizer or carrier oil. You could always have the trusty Ice Blue, you know, that's a good go-to. So to support you that you don't get any aches and nigglies afterwards. And also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and to do some stretches. So something you can do while you're walking is just wide arms and then crisscross in front of you, just to bring that kind of stretch to the upper shoulders. You could have your arms out in front and just do some wrist twists, things like that, some neck stretches. I mean, these are things you could do either while you're walking or just afterward, and take that little cool down time to look after your body. We've all got our MetaPWR, of course. Oh, we got it. Good.
It is 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time with Karen Miller. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Anna, for being the tech guru that you are, and for taking everyone on the walk that I was supposed to be taking you on. Again, I apologise, but Mother Nature reigns supreme. Good luck with your week, and hopefully I'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks, Leonie. Thanks, Anna.
Bye.